Echo here, welcome back to FTB Monster plus Greg Tech plus Galacticraft. Look where I am, I'm in a weird cave. I did a stream yesterday, I'll be putting the... day before? Did a stream day before yesterday, Wednesday, and I'll be putting the stream up over the weekend, just if you wanted to catch up, if you wasn't able to make it. So, where am I? Well, I'm in a cave, and it's a cave that I've dug out using... How would that happen? Shit! What would that happen? Oh, thanks. That was kind of him. No, as far as I'm aware, this is all fully lit, so I don't know where they came from. The reason it's fully lit is another thing I want to show you as well. So, this big long cave I've made using a boring machine from Rotary Craft. Now, what we've got here is all the way over here. What happened? Sort that out. There we go. All the way over here. We've got a thing here called a boring machine, whose recipe is like so. So all stuff we've seen before apart from this drill, and the drill's just 7 bits of steel. Very nice. Now I'm powering it using this thing, magnetostatic engine. So what I made in the stream basically yesterday was I made this magnetostatic engine, which I'm going to replace the gas turbine upstairs with one of these, because these actually work much better. What these do, these use RF power, and of course I've got my big reactor which is providing me with RF power. So what I did was I made a tesseract. So a tesseract needs resonant ender, needs endarium ingot, so that was a bit of a journey. I'm putting it through a redstone energy cell so I can control the power going into this. I'm not sure if it limits itself, so I've got that limited there to 750 RF a tick, 75 MJ a tick. So that's feeding into this. When we turn this on, this gets all crazy. If we run right back up here again, now really I should have regen on myself in case I get jumped. I'll make sure my food's full. Yeah, look. Oh, I know where they're spawning up there, aren't they? Maybe shouldn't be spawning on the floor down here, so let's have a look at F7. No, oops, that's F6. What's F6 even do? So there is some spawn going on. Just be aware of that. So what's happening is that's sending out these guys, these mining pipes, and you see it keeps knocking the wall further back. So at the minute it's just getting me loads of this Greg Tech red granite, which is nice. This uses a floor on my moon base when I get to it. So you see that wall's going to drop back in a second. There we go. So just one step further. So that's how that works, and you can break these, and then it'll start making some more when it does its next layer. There we go. So that's how that's working. I've got loads of other stuff to mine here. One thing I'm concerned about, what I'm not finding, is I'm not finding any of the silicon stuff. I think it's silicon from Galacticraft. It's what I need to make silicon from Galacticraft, I think. Where is it? Yeah, silicon ore. Not finding any of that, which is a bit of a concern. Because it's meant to be down here at diamond level, and I thought I'd seen some by now. Because that's stopping me doing really anything with Galacticraft. Until I find that, I'm going to struggle. So what I might have to do is I might have to make a Mistcraft age. I don't know if it's a config, maybe a config issue when I created this overworld. So maybe creating a Mistcraft age might sort that out, because it'll have up-to-date ore gen. You know what I mean? I'll grab some of that stuff. Anyway, I'm going to clear all this out off camera next time I cut. But I just wanted to show you what's going on here. And the reason this is lit up all the way down here is because of this wonderful thing called a floodlight. This is also from Rotary Craft. For that you just need a DC engine with a power. So that if we can't actually look in that, but that requires 1 kilowatt, and this little guy puts out 1 kilowatt. There you go, look, power 1 kilowatt. So that's what's going on there. This is throwing things into this ender chest. So I made a couple of ender chests, and that means this stuff's going straight upstairs, which we'll get to in a minute. So at the minute you can see that that's basically just pulling mostly red granite, and it's starting to pull a little bit of other stuff. So yeah, this thing, what you do with it is you can set what shape you want the tunnel. So our tunnel at the minute is 7 wide and 5 tall, so 7 by 5. What we could do is, if you want to use it as a tunneling machine, let's turn that off a second. So I've got that on a redstone control there, so when redstone's on, it's off, vice versa. So that's stopped running now. So what you do with this here, if we got rid of all this stuff, we could just make a 3x3 tunnel, or even a nice little tunnel for a train. I've got rid of all them as well, of course. But what I'm doing it mine, it's max. And I'm not going to use this forever, because I like it, but boring machines that always go in one direction, get gradually further and further away. I mean, I'm more of a fan of quarries myself. And we have got open quarries, Quarry Plus in this pack, which I want to use. Because I've wanted to use it for a long time, I've never got around to using it. So I will use this a bit. What I'm going to do is, my magic stuff, I'm going to move from this village to that tree there. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bar across to there and up to there, and then build a train line down where the bar is. So I'm going to have to do loads of work down here, to be honest, if that is the case. But the floodlight should keep it lit. The floodlight will keep stuff lit in a direction as long as the direction is there, which is pretty cool. So this might be a nice little project for a nice little train system. Really get into high-speed rails, which I never really used either. So let's go back up. I put a couple more elevators in because it was a bit awkward getting up and down. So now I can elevator right up and down all the way. Up here, one of the main things I left the last episode with was getting fuel into this guy, and the way you do it is you actually put fuel into the ECU, which is very nice. So that's how I was doing that. But I'm going to change this for a magnostatic engine. So I'm going to make another magnostatic and use that, because as I say, it runs off RF power, and I've got this wonderful big reactor over here. Now a couple of things I did, I changed the control on this a little bit. I changed it now so it's got 2 redstone ports. One of them goes active below 20%, the other one goes active above 90%, and what they do is they toggle. So rather than set by redstone, this is now toggle on pulse. So when that toggles on, it'll turn the reactor on. When that toggles on, it'll turn the reactor off. So that's a little bit better way of doing it. So what happens is this drops right down to 20%. It's set at 32 now. So this will drop when it gets below 20. It'll fill all the way up to 90. Then it'll stop and it'll drop to 20 again, rather than it feathering on and off, because it runs more efficient when it actually gets to temperature. So that's what we did. After the last episode, but before the stream, I made a little system here to get me loads of well-used blocks. So I had them two before over there, of course. But I expanded that by pulverising some cobble into sand. Gravel gets made as a byproduct, which is just going into a trash can behind there. I'll make gravel separately when I need it. And then some sand goes in there, some sand goes into the furnace, which gets made into glass. And of course I've got lava from the nether lava. Just making obsidian there, so that's pretty cool. And what else have we really done? So that was probably most of what I did downstairs. So this is all going to come out. I'm going to keep the gas turbine as a backup, but I'm going to use RF power, so don't really need this so much. So I pulled the rest of the fuel out of there. This is all going to change. So I kind of getting to know what I'm doing now with this. So this is all going to change. I am going to have it all set up still, but it's going to change around quite a bit. Up top, I'll put this in after the last episode before the stream as well. Just a little system here. This one, this single piece of servoed item duct pulls out rotten flesh one at a time. Goes into this drying rack from Tinker's Constructs. This one pulls out monster jerky, and it's gradually turned all my rotten flesh into monster jerky. I think I've got a little bit in here still. Let's have a look. Yeah, look, 7 there. So what we can do, we can bang that in there. That just automatically puts a bit of flesh there. Pipe gets backed up until it can go again, and it's gradually making me a food source. So I'm using rotten flesh as a food source into monster jerky, which is quite nice. I think you get like a couple of hearts from it, which is pretty cool. A couple of haunches, should I say. Up here, all I really did was I wanted to sort out a proper set of repair armour. So what I've done is my berries, my essence berries are now up on this roof. Put in there stuff into this better barrel here. Now, what we can do, we can use a watering can from extra utilities to speed up the berry growth on them. So it's a little bit cheaty. If I'm going to do something like that, I might as well just make the purple potion crystals and have them all around here, which should be, it just fill me up with XP as well. So I might go with the purple potion crystal route rather than the cheaty watering can. That is getting changed, so it don't work so much in the future. But what I did was I wanted to make sure I got repair on all my gear. So we've used these things from Bibliocraft. I'll be going into this slowly and in more detail in my next episode of FTB Monster Beginner's Guide. So if you want to know how this works, you can either watch the stream highlight or watch that. But what we've got in here is, if I use my monocle, which I'm rocking in there, you can see we've got, oops, I'll actually put it in my face, make more sense, won't it? There we go, hello. What we've got in there, you see we've got a repair toolbook there. That's telling me that requires 40 levels. We've got some things called chases in there. If I had 40 levels, I could shift click on this and it'd make me an enchanted plate, which I then put into the printing press here, and then I can, these are blank books. Look, there's says at the bottom there, 41 books. I could make 3 copies. We've got ink in there as well. I can make 3 copies of that, so each one repair toolbook can become 3. So we need 1 to go back in for the next one. So each I'm getting a bonus of 2 books each time I do it. It cost me 40 levels, but I'm getting books. So I can get a stock of repair books or whatever books I want. This monocle also shows you some other stuff. So I did that. That took quite a bit of time. That's pretty much all I did in the stream. So you caught up. But like I said, there's 3 hours worth of that if you want to watch it. What I need to do in this episode is, well, let's get on with stuff that I did after the stream. So what I've done this morning, I've updated. I'm on version 1.0.9, and it caused me a little bit of issue. First of all, when I updated my single player, I forgot to enable blood magic, so I lost all my blood magic stuff. I had to spawn it back in. In this world, it all updated okay. The only problem was all this chisel glass disappeared. So I've replaced all that. I spawned that in and replaced it all because I've got it everywhere, and on the floor and stuff. So that was one thing that disappeared, and the other thing that disappeared was the magnetostatic engine that I've shown you down at the bottom there. At the that guy down at the boring machine, that disappeared as well. So I spawned one of them back in. So I say I don't cheat in general play, but if something disappears on an update, then I've got no problem replacing what's been damaged or what's disappeared. So they disappeared. So yeah, the glass and that one engine. The rest of the rotary craft stuff stayed though, which is weird. So yeah, that's I don't think we've got carpenter blocks in yet, but I think it's coming pretty soon. No, we haven't got it in yet, but carpenter's blocks is coming in soon. It's one of my favourite mods. As you can see, I've updated, so I have got this issue. Oh, inventory tweaks. Where's my inventory tweaks thing? It's there, but it's not in my inventory. Oh, there it is. That always resets to R, and I always end up making a mess of my inventory because of it, which bothers me no end. There we go. So what I want to get on with this episode is I've not got anything set up just yet, but what I need to do is I need to start up my storage system. So what I am going to do is I'm going to make a little simple applied logistics storage system. I know some people don't like it, and I know it's pretty boring to watch because it's the same thing that everyone does. But I'm going to get the bits sorted out off camera. I'm going to put a little A network together, get all my storage into that, and I'll be back when we're ready to put that together. Hello again, I am back. It's actually about 10 hours since you last saw me. It was 10 in the morning, now it's 8 in the evening. I made some A stuff, and then I didn't have enough quartz to really do anything else with it, so I went mining for quartz. I went looking around for quartz, and I ended up doing loads of other stuff. As you can see, I've changed all this in here. All the red granite was getting from the boring machine. I've processed. The boring machine's turned off at a minute because the chest's full there. I actually want to do something a little bit different. I'm going to head down there in a minute and show you what's what down there. But as you can see, I've done all the floor in this stuff. I've put loads of lights around. Now, I don't want this factory looking too technical, too advanced, because this is my primitive one before we go to space, of course. So this is basically just a workspace. So I don't really care how tidy this looks, but I've done all the walls in this factory block. Now, factory block's really nice once you've got a decent amount of iron, because to make it, factory block there, to make it 4 iron, 4 smooth stone, which is 32, so it's pretty cool. So I ended up getting loads of that. I made too much, but that'll always come in handy. So what I want to do is, as you can see, I've moved a lot of things around. I've pulled most of the rotary craft stuff out for the minute, and I've actually moved a lot of the family expansion stuff around. I've moved the stuff generating that into the floor. I've connected this again, but in this new version we still don't seem to be on the newest version of remote I/O because this don't work properly still, I don't think. If I break it, I broke it earlier and I got 2 back, which was a issue that I think was fixed a couple of builds ago. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that. 1 second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this across here, I think. Now I'm a little bit struggling with mainly with dust quartz. So I actually had to go into. Are you powering up? Why are you not showing power? Oh, because it's not connected. Idiot. I'm mainly short on dust and quartz dust. I went to the nether and I mined a load of quartz to make sure I avoided pigmen, because they aggro, of course. I had to kill a couple. One with a bow that was getting on my nerves a bit. But I've got some of that stuff, so I could actually grind some of that down into the quartz dust. It's the Certus quartz dust I'm totally out of just about. I've got 10 of them left. But what I've got is enough, I think, to make 3 of the 16k storage cells. So first of all, I just need to connect this up to here. So I want to grab some. Look at the state of this bag, it's ridiculous. I want to bag some of this stuff. Let's just connect that back rough and ready for now under there. That's good, so that's got power. So I can make a little system here. So I say I'm not really going to go across this too much because everyone does this these days. So it's something you've seen me do several times if you've been watching me a while. I will cover this a lot slower in my beginner's guide. So if you don't really know what's going on with this, if you watch the beginner's guide, you'll learn a bit more. Basically, the most basic system you can have is an ME controller, an ME access terminal, and an ME chest. That's the most basic ME system you've got. You also need at least 1 storage cell. So 1, 2, 3 and a 1k storage cell would be the smallest system you can have. What I do is to make it a little bit more expanded, but not massively, is an ME drive. What an ME drive does, that can take up to 10 storage cells, and I like an ME crafting terminal. And what that does is that lets me craft things from the ME network straight into here. I'm actually going to put that over this side down there. So that's going to go there. Each time you see you break a bit, it resets the system. So if you're auto crafting, that'll reset. That can actually go out of the way, but I'll leave it there for now. In fact, I'll move it because it's maybe putting you off thinking that's part of it. So that can. Oh, look at all these chests, man. So that's just some stuff for the fermenter. The fermenter's actually in there as well, which I'm going to come back to, but I don't really need at the minute. That is a big ender chest. I love this stuff. This the connected textures of this stuff. So that's an ender chest full of sugarcane. That can just go there for now. So there's our really basic system. Now to get anything out of this, I need to connect it to stuff. And because I'm really short on all kinds of quartz, then I've been struggling to actually make any more cable. Because for cable you need this stuff, fluix dust. So I'm going to use what I've got. I could make 20 more, 10 of that. Let's sag mill some of this up. We'll make a bit more, see where we can get to with it. So that'll turn that into. Oh yeah, it did that. So this is an issue I think I've got with machine unification, which is under the GregTech config. That it seems that the sag mill certainly makes that into GregTech nether quartz dust, which doesn't work for which is a bit silly if you ask me, because this, yeah, same look. So it's making it onto the Greg version. That's all I've got at the minute. I can pulverize stuff in it, so I'll put it back in here. It's a bit quicker. So I'm having to use Josh's dictionary to change everything into the right one, because this doesn't even work in applied logistics. If you're going to make your stuff obnoxious like that, you should make it so it works in recipes. If we check the recipes, look, the old dictionary is what we need. That's what we're going to change, but look, you can't actually make it into applied logistics stuff. So into there it goes. That's going to split it into that chest. But now it's applied logistics stuff, and if you look at the recipes on that, you'll see we've got important shaped crafting, we've got important shapeless crafting, mainly fluix dust. So yeah, cheers Greg. I will be changing the, oh, I need half that amount. I will be changing the config so that machines don't auto unify, because I think that's a bit silly. So I've got some more of that. In fact, I've got quite a bit of that. So will that even out? No. So 13, 14, yeah, 13. So just double check what that goes into. So I need to keep some back for these conversion matrices, so I can't use it all. Mainly ME cable. Don't need transition planes or a condenser yet. So mainly conversion matrices and ME cables is what I need it for. So I am actually going to keep some of that back. And well, I'll go with, I'll keep 10 even though that's not the right amount for this anyway. And then get a bit more glass. So this is the benefit of having a big barrel full of glass, is you can really quickly just sort things out. So I've got plenty of that stuff now. That'll do. I'll put that glass back in there for now because my stuff's a bit messy. So what I want to do is, the most basic thing we can do with this is connect it one to my redstone furnace, put in all the flakes into it, and the other thing will be connecting it to the extractor, so the things can come out of here into the ME network. Stuff that wants to go into the extractor can go out into it, and everything else can stay in here. So what we need to do is make some storage cells. So I've made 25 of these basic ones. What I need is 20. I need another 2. 27 in total. So get some of this. Each one of these takes 4 of these status quartz, what was on my back. So get some of that on the go. That gets me 27 of them. Then with 27 of them, I believe it's that pattern that I want. Does that go there? Let's have a look. So what I'm making now is the 4K storage. So there's a 1K. 4K, yeah, so it's glass there, redstone around there. Cool. So I'm getting quite low on redstone as well. I need glass again. I should just keep a bit of glass over here, shouldn't I? That'll be connected to the ME network via storage bus at some point, all that lot. So that's going to get me 9 of them guys. And then we can spread them into there. And now we need glowstone instead of redstone. And we need diamond advanced processors instead of, and they'll use on the glowstone as well. That gets us 3 of these storage blocks. So these are 16Ks. What I can do is I can upgrade these to 64Ks later on when I want them. But that glass can go in there. They can go in there as well. For now, now what I need is, I still need glass, still need redstone, and I believe I need iron. So I run some iron across the bottom of there. I've done that wrong. Is it 3 redstone and 2 glass in it? Yep, so 1, 2, 3, 16K storage cells. So that's going to do me alright just for the time being. So what I want with these is I want one to be unformatted. So I'm going to have one in there. So now I've got 16K storage of 63 different materials in there. And the other 2 I want to pre-format. So I need to make another thing called a pre-formatter, I believe. No, it used to be called a pre-formatter. What's it called now? Partition editor. So for that I need a conversion matrix. Let's crack on with one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them. One of them. 2 of them. And was it one of them? I actually put these into the ME network. It makes more sense. And that. Clear that out. So there. 4 of them. And one of them gets us a conversion matrix. And then what else do we need? Crafting table, some iron and some glass. So I am actually going to struggle here because I've got no wood left. I have run out of wood, so wood needs to go to the top of my to-do list really. I've used it all up, I've got no trees planted. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut here just to get some wood, which is a bit ridiculous. But I should be back in just a minute. There we are then, I've got a bit of wood, so now we can make what we was after making, which was the partition editor. Everything should be in here, and it is. So this is the crafting terminal. I said, see, I just clicked on the thing there, I clicked on shift click on the question mark, put all the things in there for me, because they're all ready in there. So I can pull that out, and this doesn't have to be connected to the system at all. This can go anywhere, so for now, I'm just going to put it there. That's good enough. And I want to grab my other two storage cells here, and what I want to do here is, now what do I want to do here? Now they're actually all pretty good in there, to be honest. No, I'll have all these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna have an ingots one. 7. All the different types of ingots here. So one of them. All sorts of ingots, isn't they? Electrum, iridium, uranium, osmium. That'll do for now. So what we can do is we can bang that in there, and if you just click each different type of ingot into this, like so, I'll put all them in there. Is that them all? I think so. Is that a different type of copper? Maybe not. I'm going to call this ingots. This is where the majority of my stuff's going to be going, in between ingots and what I call gems. So now that can go in there, and because this has been, see, it's partitioned, then that means if anything I bang into the ME access terminal here will all, rather than going into this random one here. So if you look, none of them ingots went into there, apart from iron, because I already had some in. So if there's already some in, it'll put them in there, but as long as there's none in already, so now it's not going back in there, look. So all the ingots are in there. We can prove that by putting it in the chest. There you go. Sweet. So now I can store all my ingots in there, so I don't have to worry about chests overflowing with them or anything. And now the other one I want to do is for what I call gems. So clear that, put that in there, and I'm going to grab one each of all the stuff out of here. And I can't shift click out this chest as easily because of the way it is. So I want a redstone. I class flinters in my gems. I class all kind of weird stuff in my gems, to be honest, but it's just a generic term for stuff that's not ingots, but I have a lot of, if you know what I mean. That can go in there. Glowstone certainly can. Pulverized obsidian can. It's a bit weird, but that can. Mimicrate can. And core powder can. That'll do for a start. So click through all of these. Just shift click in here just to put the thing into there. And we'll call this one gems. Format. Cool. So now same again. That goes in there, and eventually, like I said earlier, we'll upgrade these to 64k. Now the other thing I could have made here is an ME.io port, but I haven't really got the quotes for it yet. What we could do with an I/O port is we could just connect a import bus, and we could suck all the stuff in out of a chest. What should I actually be doing here is grabbing that, bringing it over here temporarily, and then I can just grab all the stuff out of this. I'm leaving this magic stuff out of it for now, but that'll probably end up in here as well at some point. I can put them into that one as well. Now, if you shift double click, is it not working? Try it on that one. Shift double click normally puts everything in. Is it? Ah, screw it. I'll just spam click it in. So that's a lot of stuff in there. You see, these should be pretty empty still. Looks like 2,800 out of 16,000. Same. So a lot of that's taken up in different, because there's different items in there. There's 20 odd different items. So having different items takes so much stuff. Yeah, they could have gone in there as well, to be honest, but let's not worry about that. So I can pull all this stuff in, and that'll all happily sit in there. Let's do a little bit, but not loads. So what I want to do now is, why ain't this shift clicking in? Normally if you spam shift click, it'll put the full lot in that's in your inventory. It doesn't seem to want to do it. Click, 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 click. Oops. Let go shift. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a couple of import and export buses. So I can do that in here, and if we just look in here for basic import bus, so we'll see for that we need ME interface, we need sticky pistons, iron and cable. So I'm going to need 4 ME interfaces, so let's start with them. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing there. So we'll click on that. We want 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see I've got the things ready for them. And we're going to want 2 sticky pistons. So we'll click on the sticky piston. I've already put a couple of slime balls in there, so 2, and I put 4 pistons in there. So now we can make 2 basic import buses, throw them back in. We want 2 basic export buses, throw them back in, and then we want to upgrade them to the advanced version. So precision import bus, and oops, I wanted 2 of them, and precision export bus, 1, 2, cool. So now these will drop in there, of course, because they're not formatted to anything else, which is nice. So what I'm going to want is, I'm going to want to shift this guy. So this is what a lot of my ingots are in at the minute, which of course will all be going into there. I'll do off camera. So precision export bus takes things out of the ME network, so that's going to want to be there. Precision import bus brings things into the network, so that's going to want to be there. And we're going to want an ME cable to connect them. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to run an ME cable all around this level, and then just drop down to the machines where I want them. So kind of have it as a bit of a build feature, if you will. But there we go, that's connected now. So what I could do now is, if I had flakes in here, which of course I ain't got any flakes yet. Now that's the issue, is the fact that this can only have 8 things in, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm probably going to end up with more furnaces, to be honest. When I get some flakes in here, which I haven't got any of. Have we got any in here? No, I cleared them all. Then we can set the flakes to go into there, which is all good. And now the other bit is going to be connecting it to this thing. And to connect it to this thing, I need to move a few things around. So I'm probably going to do this next episode, actually, get it all connected. But I'm going to go and show you what I've been doing. Let's have a quick run downstairs. Now I've done some stuff upstairs as well. One of the things I've done is I decided to go a bit cheaty. Oh, I covered these up because NPC villagers kept jumping on them. So I've just used some cover plates, covered on my string farm there, my cotton farm should I say. This is about just growing some trees. And I've done the same with the reed farm there, because they kept breaking the crops. With the cotton farm, I could have just made some fertilised soil, which is from random things, I think, which I've not used before, but I decided to do it like that instead. What I have done is, this was told to me in the live stream yesterday, I've added another autonomous activator here with a watering can in it. What that does, it grows these really quick, and it's ridiculously quick. I tested out a few things. The way I'd do this, if blood magic worked in the pack, would be I would have a sigil, ritually green grove underneath. But because blood magic isn't working, I'm going to use this until it breaks, and it's going to get fixed soon. So this is a little bit of a bug, but what that does is get you loads of stuff really quick. So I've been making some books. So see up there, we've got a couple of sharpness 5s, a couple of looting 3s, smite 5. This has took me a couple of hours, so this is part of why I'm running a bit late. I already had them repair tools, but I've got protection 4, which I need some more copies of. Respiration, aqua affinity. Then this one's all the stuff that I don't really want. This one is stuff for work tools, so fortune and breaking efficiency. I could put unbreaking on my repair armour, but it repairs quick enough that I don't need to be honest. But what you can see on my helmet, I've added respiration 3 and aqua affinity. I actually want reading on there as well, but I ain't got it yet. That's just some of the random stuff. What's them? Poison ivy, don't know what that's from. Is that maybe mariculture? It might be from mariculture. So I've been making some books, as well as that was already like that from yesterday. So I've added a couple of things to my helmet. I've also modified my sword and my pick that I made. Now, because I was doing a lot of building work with that Greg Tech stuff, my pick was nearly dead, so I had to either stop or make another pick. So I had some of the ingots left for this. So I made this, and look at that, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 5, Fortune 3. So that only uses 80 RF for use, and it's got 160,000, which is real nice. It does three blocks, you know. If this was cobble, if I hit that block when it's empowered, it'll break all 3. So it's nice and quick because it's efficiency 5 as well. This guy had sharpness 4, unbreaking 3, and knockback 2 on him before, and now he's also got looting 3 on him. No, he had looting 3. So I actually stripped some things off this using the auto disenchanter, then I copied them and I put them back on. So yeah, before the only difference with this is now it's sharpness 5 instead of sharpness 4, and I put unbreaking on there. And what unbreaking does, it means rather than using 800 RF for use, it uses 320, which is very nice. That means it lasts quite a bit longer. Now the actual hatchet I've not really been using much. I'll show you why. It cuts trees down real nice. So if I turn this on, it's empowered because it's got the little red thing around it. There you go, look. So it cuts the wood down real nice. So when I actually cutting plenty of trees down, I'll get that. But I'm also using the hatchet because if you look at that, it cuts leaves down real slow. The hatchet from Tinker's Constructs cuts through leaves really quick. So I'm kind of using both tools when I'm cutting trees down. In a minute. Right, I'll tidy this tree up. And we'll head down into the depths. I'm going to recover my magnetostatic engine from down there and bring it up here. I'll be back in a bit. Right then, back I am. I just tried pulverising or sagmilling some Certus quartz dust and it wouldn't let me, so I don't know what the issue there is. I don't know if something's a little bit weird, but I want to make one of these. ME interface uses a conversion matrix, so I need some fluix dust, which is what I was trying to do that for. I actually went and found some Certus quartz down under the base. Took man some up instead. So what I wanted is I need a ME interface there. I've dropped the redstone energy conduit down one, so it's hidden under there because you can't make this into covers, unfortunately. And I've run a bit over there, which is where our magnetostatic engine is going to go. So what we can do with this is we can bring things in from our ender chest into our ME network. And what I've done is I've made these into impulse item ducts. Now you do that by putting some glowstone into the fluid transposer, so a magma crucible and a fluid transposer. It takes 200 each. A glowstone gives you 250. So I put 4 glowstone in to get 1000, and I made 5 impulse item ducts. What these do, these are quicker than the normal ones. So what we can do, put that there. We can wrench that so it's an output, and then it's going to need a pneumatic servo in there. And now I can set that to always import. Lovely. So now that's going to nice and quickly empty that into my network there. It's going to start filling this up with different stuff that's not processed, but that's okay, that's fine for now. And we can cover that up. We've got a nice little hidden away way of getting things in. Now I moved the partition header out of the way over there. These chests are all in the way a little bit at the minute, but I'll be moving them. Because I decided to go cheaty with the watering can, by the way, I am going to make these purple crystal shards into potion crystals and have them in my enchanting room to give you XP, the purple ones, which is very nice. So let's head downstairs, like I said I would. I'm keeping this in my bar to repair it, by the way. It repairs when it's in your bar. I'm also trying to keep that in my bar as much as I can because... Oops. Yeah, you can go in there because it's filling up with Ignis, as you see there. I'm gradually filling this up. I started making this in the stream yesterday, but I didn't have time to finish it. It's just a better Throwncraft wand. So if we head down to the basement, I'm just going to get some fresh regen buffs because there is mobs down there. I need some jerky. I moved the jerky into here, by the way. So the little jerky factory's there. Why are you not working? Did I set you wrong? I did. There we go. That's better. The little passive jerky factory is there now. So if we head down into the depths. So look how far this thing's gone. This is ridiculous. Whee! So I need a speed buff. That's where I've been getting all my red stuff from. And a load of abyssal stone there as well. And up past this on the right there's some more of the black stone that I've been using for the pavements up in the village when we get to it. Well, longer than I thought it was. Look at this, man, it's crazy. So, what are them? Rats! Oh, not attacking me. Weird, there's some more of the dark stuff, black granite. And this is as far as it's gone. So if you look where we are, we're across onto the mainland, across the sea. Now, what happened is I got a couple of bits of the silicon ore from Galacticraft. Maybe it was once I passed this threshold, that's where them horrible chunk bits are. So something's a little bit different with the ore gen down here. And it looks like my floodlight only goes so far. If I turn this off, it goes dark, look. So the floodlight does have a finite range, I wasn't sure. So let's head back up here. Make sure we avoid any lava that might be there. So I like this, but I prefer a quarry, as I said I think earlier, to something that mines laterally. I prefer something that mines downwards, you know. So I think I'm actually capable of making a Buildcraft quarry. I think I've got the stuff that GregTech makes it need. I've got some titanium. I think that's the main stumbling block normally. So what I can do is I can take this with me. Now I broke the jetpack charger and the DC engine upstairs with this flux pickaxe, and it destroyed them. So I don't know if that's an issue with that. So I'm going to break this with that pickaxe. I know it'll be alright with that one. And this can actually come upstairs as well. I'm actually done with this down here. So I'll use that pickaxe and I'll use the wrench to pick up the rest of the stuff. So wrench. So next episode we're probably going to get one with farms and a quarry, is my thinking. So what I should have done, I'll leave that there for now. I'll come back and get that later, and I'll put a little wall there so nothing can get in. So what I want to do with this is I'm going to connect that to here. Yep, that's good. And then I want to get one of my bevel gears and put the bevel gear there. So green's in, good. I want blue to be the output, so it goes up. And then my extractor here, which I need to pull the bits out of. See, look, I did it then. Bollocks. The flux pickaxe destroys it. So be aware of that. Flux pickaxe destroys rotary craft stuff. So I'm actually going to give myself one of them, because that's not making one just for a bug. So let's get a extractor. One of them. Thank you very much. And come back out of that mode. So yeah, be very careful if you're using this flux pick. So that's going to go there. Now what I actually want this to do is, I believe this wants to be, what do we want this? 512, isn't it? 512 is the max torque this needs. Yep. And 8192 rads is the max there. So I want this redstone controlled as well. So I actually want that off when there's no redstone on, and I want it to be. Is that not how it works? Okay, I'll do it like that then. 8192 at 512 is what I want on there. Now how I'm going to do the redstone is, I made a big Buildcraft laser drill. I've got a couple of gates and some cobblestone structure pipes. I think this should work. That if I say items in inventory, redstone signal, inventory empty. There we go. Inventory empty, redstone signal. So see that we did that, turn that off because there's nothing in there. So if I put something in there, it turns it on. As you saw the power pop on there. It's not doing it quick enough, is it? Why are you not working? Put it in the wrong slot. Well, there we go. You can see just by putting anything into the inventory there. Oh, it's got no water. That's why it didn't work. It just turns the engine on and off. So really simple power control. It'll only pull power when there's something actually in there, which is really nice. So I like that. So the other bit I need then is I need a water source into that, don't I? So let me get my water source, which we are going to have to be a little bit untidy with, and go on top, I think. Boop. So let's put water in. So now that should clear now. So not taking water from the top. That could be an issue. Try it from the side. We know it worked from the side before. There we go. So that's working. And that wants to go there. That right? Slurry, yeah. Dust, dust, dust. Slurry goes there. Solution goes there. Cool. So that's running. So as long as the items in there, they're good. So I want my import and I want my buses out of here. And if there's an import bus, wants to go on this side, and export bus wants to go on top, and they should put things into there. Now I need my cable. So it's just a matter of setting up the import buses, the export buses I mean, to make sure things work. So that should pull things out of there. So now we have got nice, quick, automated system that turns itself off and only pulls power when it needs to. Which is very nice. Cool. I'm going to wrap up the episode there. Next time I'm going to get on with getting some farm sorted because I need to, and getting a Buildcraft quarry made, which we will later upgrade to a quarry plus, but for now it'll just be a basic one. So thank you as always for watching. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you join me next time. Cheers. Bye.